All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It is time for the champions. The second leg of the round of 16, where Barcelona will be hosting Newcastle United at home at the Camp Nou. After what happened, of course, in the first leg, going away to St. James Park, a very tough matchup where somehow Barcelona walked away with something when they didn't deserve anything. We remember that game. Barcelona were nowhere near good enough. Newcastle should have won that game, but we still walked away with something from a last-minute penalty from Lamine Yamal to bring the tie to 1-1. So basically, going to the second leg is a clean slate right now. It's as if the first game didn't even happen. Of course, it did happen. We have to take notes of what mistakes we made in that game. But in terms of the overall scoreline, we're even right now. Both teams have an equal opportunity of getting through to the quarterfinals. No one has the advantage right now. Of course, Barcelona have the advantage of playing at home. But in terms of scoreline, 0-0. So best believe we're about to see a very tough matchup. We're going to see a battle between both of these teams. But man, I'm excited for this game. A little bit nervous, of course. These knockout rounds are always going to bring you a bit of nerves, but I'm confident, man. I'm confident with the team that we have, the manager that we have, the quality that we have, that we should get the better of Newcastle in this tie. But again, we cannot underestimate Newcastle in the slightest. They're going to give us a very tough matchup like they did in the first leg. So going away, they might be a little bit more reserved. They might be a little bit more defensive, so it could be even tougher. But hey, at home this season, we haven't lost. We haven't lost in the Camp Nou since coming back to the Camp Nou. We haven't lost once this season, so we have the advantage, a massive advantage. Home court advantage is definitely a thing. And let's also keep in mind, guys, this is a season-defining game right here, because if we get knocked out to Newcastle United in the round of 16, embarrassing, man. Embarrassing. I could even go as far as saying it's a failure of a season, because with the team that we have, the manager that we have, the quality that we have, we should minimum be getting to the quarterfinals. Minimum. Of course, if we get to the quarterfinals, getting past the Newcastle is going to be very tough, going away against Atletico Madrid for sure. So semifinals, we could definitely say is the minimum as well. But still, we should be getting past the round of 16 every time, man. Every time. But hey, guys, again, we cannot underestimate Newcastle. Hey, they might surprise us and knock Barcelona out. Hopefully, that's not the case. But man, again, I trust my team. We have the better team. We have the better quality. Show we should be winning this game. But yeah, guys, we're gonna quickly talk about what we are expecting for this game in terms of the lineup, in terms of how this game could go. Obviously, learning from the mistakes that we made in the first leg, and give my overall prediction of how this game is gonna go in the scoreline at the end as well. So let's get into it, boys. Let's get into it. So, of course, going back to the first game right here, where we tied 1-1 with a last-minute penalty from Lamine Yamal. Again, Barcelona were nowhere near good enough. We deserved to lose this game. Newcastle were better than us. They had multiple chances where they could have definitely scored. João Garcia coming big at times. I wouldn't say we were getting peppered at all times. I wouldn't say they were completely dominating us, breaking us down way too easily, because I think defensively, some individuals definitely had a good performance. But in terms of chance creation and who was attacking better, Newcastle were better than us. We were attacking for nothing in this game, man. Nothing. We barely create any chances. We had little to no danger, little to no threat going forward. And as much as a bad day in the office for a lot of our attackers, it was also because of how well Newcastle set up against us, and obviously individual brilliance from the defenders as well, and the midfielders, everyone putting the work, working together to stop our attack, to stop any type of danger from Barcelona. So Newcastle put up a masterclass performance. Again, they deserve to have won this game. They had chances to win this game, but hey, champions need this as well. Champions need this as well. The better big teams need this as well, where games where they have to suffer and they still somehow walk away with something. Of course, we remember Dani Olmo coming in with a massive moment to win as a penalty from a tackle from Malik Thiaw, who tackled him in the box, and of course won as the penalty. And Lamine Yamal steps up with confidence to score that penalty to obviously bring the tie overall to 1-1. Of course, Barnes with a great goal as well from himself. Bad defending there from Barcelona. João Garcia almost makes the save, but hey, man, these are the moments where we have to be focused 100%. Man, the one thing that we definitely have to keep in mind, the one thing that we definitely know we must have in this game throughout the whole 90 minutes is being focused, man. Being focused. Of course, going into the form that both teams are going into this game, Barcelona just came from a massive victory against Sevilla 5-2 with a hat-trick from Lamine, a goal from Dani Olmo, and of course from Cancelo as well. A masterclass performance from Barcelona. But at the same time, Sevilla did score 2 on us, because those were just moments where we lost focus, where this tends to be a topic with Barcelona throughout this season and under Hansi Flick, even from last season as well, where Barcelona are looking like the better team. They're dominating, they're obviously winning, and then they just relax. They fall asleep, and then they give the other team opportunities like this to score very easy goals where we just completely fall asleep, bad defending, and we give easy goals to the opposition. That cannot happen in this game, guys. That cannot happen in this game because Newcastle United definitely have better quality than Sevilla. So best believe they're going to take advantage of their chances better than Sevilla will, for sure. I wouldn't say Newcastle have the most amazing quality up top. That's something that we noticed in the first leg as well, and even throughout this season. Like, Newcastle have the attackers that can cause problems. They have very great players, but in terms of the finishing quality to be considered some of the best in the world, they don't have that, right? So that's the advantage that we have. We do have that with the likes of Rafinha, Lamine, Lewandowski, Dani Olmo, Fermin. We have better quality that can, obviously take advantage of chances that we create compared to Newcastle. But again, if you give a team too many chances, eventually they're going to take one, like Newcastle did in the first leg. So, hey, we have to be focused throughout the whole 90 minutes. No room for mistakes in these knockout rounds. Newcastle just came from a massive victory going away to St. James Park from a goal from Anthony Gordon. And looking at the lineup, for the most part, they made some rotations. Obviously, when we look at the whole team in general of the players that started in the first leg, Ramsdale started the first leg, Thiaw started the first leg, Hall, Ramsey, and Barnes. The rotations they made were Gordon, Walter made, Willock, and Murphy, and Livramento, because Trippier started in the first leg as well, and Botman started, and Botman as well, because Burns started in the first leg. So they made some rotations and going into this game against Chelsea. But hey, going away to St. James Park and getting a victory, that's massive confidence booster for Newcastle United. Hey, it shows that they can be resilient going away from home, because that's something that we've definitely noticed from Newcastle United, that they're a very resilient team, man. Mentally, they're up there. They don't shy away from these tough moments where they may be getting dominated. They may be looking like the worst team, but hey, up here they stick with it. So best believe we better take our chances. We better try and shut this game down in the first half, man. That's how I'm looking at this game. Barcelona have to try and end this game in the first half. Hopefully, not going into the second half tied, or it may even worse, going down. We have to try to end this game in the first half, at least scoring 2 and putting the pressure on Newcastle, where they have to attack us a bit more. Maybe leave some more open spaces where we can take advantage of, and hey, maybe blow them out the park in this game. But Barcelona have to be focused throughout this game and understand that Newcastle are a very resilient team that can handle any pressure, man. They know how to absorb pressure. Best believe they're going away with some confidence, for sure. But looking at the lineup that both teams can go out with, when it comes to Newcastle, for the most part, pretty similar to how they went in the first leg. I'm going to assume Anthony Gordon is going to be starting this game. I'm not sure why they're showing Asula is going to start this game. I know Anthony Gordon didn't really play, or didn't start the first game because of precaution with an injury that he had, but I'm going to assume that for this time he's going to start, because Asula in that first leg, he made some good runs. He got in some good areas, but man, the quality just isn't there, man. You can see from his first touch, the way that he dribbled, it's just not there, right? So I'd find it kind of surprising if Asula does start this game. I would expect either Anthony Gordon to start up top, or what's his name, or Walter made. But I would expect Anthony Gordon to start this game, considering the way that I think Newcastle are going to go into this game is play pretty defensive. Of course, I think they will try and go at us and put a lot of pressure on us, but they also are going to understand that they're going away to the Camp Nou. So best believe Barcelona, for the most part, are going to have most of the possession. They're going to play with the most confidence. They're going to put a lot more pressure on them than they will on us. So they might be going into this game to try and absorb pressure, play a little mid block, play a little low block, and Anthony Gordon is the best type of player for that, where they can hit us on counterattack. So I think Anthony Gordon might be starting this game up top, and then everyone else is spot on. Basically the strongest team that Eddie Howe can put in this game. Ramsdale obviously been getting his opportunity over Nick Pope. I'm guessing and I'm assuming it's because Ramsdale on his feet does very well. He's great on his feet. Looking back in his Arsenal's days, that's probably one of the reasons Arteta trusted him a lot, because on his feet he's great. Shot stopping, he's decent, but on the ball he does great things. So a pretty strong lineup from Newcastle right here. I think for the most part this is what they're going to go out with, basically almost exactly to the first leg. The only difference, I think Gordon will be starting up top. Now for Barcelona, this is obviously the prediction that FootMob made. I agree with almost everything here. The only difference, the only change I would make is have Eric Garcia as a right back, and I think Ferran will be starting up top. I don't think Leo will be starting up top. Ferran didn't actually get any minutes against Sevilla, which for me was an indicator that he will be playing this game. That Hansi Flick wants to fully rest him so he can start in this game, because Lewa playing back-to-back 90 minutes, I don't see it happening. Even just he played the whole 90 minutes last game, so I don't see him. Did he actually play the whole 90 minutes? I might be mistaken. Yeah, he played the whole 90 minutes against Sevilla, so I don't know. That'd be kind of surprising that he plays 90 minutes against Sevilla and then plays another 45 or 60 minutes against Newcastle. I don't know how he's going to really handle that, but I think Ferran will be starting up top, and then for the most part, the rest of the team is pretty much spot on with Joan Garcia in goal, back line off. I think Eric Garcia is a right back, Cubarsí, Martin, Joao Cancelo, midfielder Bernal, Pedri, Fermín López, and up top Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, and again, I think Ferran will be starting up top. Now, I've seen some people throw, put Rashford up top, put Dani Olmo right here as well, put him as a false nine, blah, 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 blah. I will say that if Dani Olmo does start this game, I wouldn't be surprised. He had a great game against Sevilla. Obviously, we know what he offers us, his technicality, and of course, how dangerous he can be, and like those little moments like he had in the first leg, where again, he deserves to start for sure. I wouldn't be surprised. Of course, I just recently made a video in terms of these big games in these Champions League nights and the knockout rounds, who I rather would start, Fermín López or Dani Olmo. I opted for Fermín because I want us to start games strong. I want us to start games and with high intensity, and Fermín brings that, right? But if Dani Olmo does start this game, I won't be upset about that as well. He was great against Sevilla, and I'm sure he has that confidence right now. Obviously, scoring a great goal as well throughout the whole game. He was great, so keep the momentum up. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Do I think he's going to play the false nine with Fermín, Fermín playing together? I don't see that happening. I think Hansi Flick is going to continue trusting he's been trusting up top with either Lewandowski or Ferran, which I think for this game is going to be Ferran Torres. But if Dani Olmo does start the game, I won't be upset. I won't be upset about that. I'll be happy with either Fermín or Dani Olmo. But in terms of Rashford up top, it's just not going to happen. Rashford, he's been looking better as a super sub. Again, I've already mentioned to you guys, if Rashford's going to play these games, he has to play on the left-hand side. He can't play up top. It's just not the best. It's not the best option for Rashford, right? Because Rashford is a player that needs to be involved, and playing up top, he's just not going to be as much involved. So it's going to be Ferran or Lewandowski up top. So I think for the most part, the rest of the team is pretty solid. Of course, the injuries that we have and players that won't be available are Alejandro Balde, Jules Koundé, Frankie de Jong, Torrens, Christensen, of course, Tony Fernandez, blah, blah, blah. And for them, they don't have Kraft, Schär, Guimaraes, which is a major one, Willock, and Luis Miley. All right, not bad. Listen, guys, for this match, again, it's going to be a very tough matchup. I expect, again, Newcastle to play pretty defensive, put up a very defensive block or a mid block, of course, with their main priority trying to hit us on counterattacks, because they of course have very dangerous players that can hit you on counterattacks, like Ilanga. We saw in the first leg how much of a threat he was, making those runs in behind, making runs out wide, putting dangerous crosses into the box. So we have to be very wary of him. That's why I think Anthony Gordon is going to start this game over Osula, because of the runs that he can make in behind, and he's a pretty tough player as well. He's not some player that you can easily just bully off the ball. He puts a pretty tough battle in. So that's probably why they would want Osula up there, because the physicality that he brings. But Anthony Gordon got that in him as well. So I do think Anthony Gordon will be starting this game, and of course the threats that he can make in behind for counterattacks. And then Barnes, of course, he can make it difficult. I don't think particularly he's the best. I think Eric Garcia can handle him, but of course his finishing threat is there. Like we saw in the first leg. He even hit the post in the first leg as well, where he could have scored a second as well. But I think that's the main game plan that Newcastle are going to go in this game, hit us with counterattacking kind of football. But Barcelona, they just have to put a performance like they put against Atletico Madrid in the second leg of the Copa del Rey, man. High intensity, putting incredible pressure, obviously taking the chances that we create, creating multiple chances. Do not let Newcastle breathe in the slightest. Shut down any type of options whenever they do, and just put up a defensive masterclass like we saw against Atletico Madrid, where Cubarsí was excellent, Gerard Martin, everyone was excellent in the defense. So that's the kind of performance I expect for this game, man. Barcelona is coming out with full intensity to try and finish this game off in the first half, man. I think that's the main objective that we should try and get for this game. Obviously, the objective for Newcastle is try to survive. For us, it should be trying to kill them off in the first half. Man, try to get at least 2 in the first half, and then we'll be chilling in the second half. Of course, that doesn't mean we have to like fall asleep and be calm now. Of course not. We have to be focused throughout this whole 90 minutes. If I see this team even fall asleep even a minute in this game, I'm gonna be very upset. We have to be focused throughout the whole 90. This is a team that's capable of causing problems, so we have to be focused. And again, just try to finish this game off as early as possible. Obviously, the players that we're going to be looking at are Rafinha. He just came from scoring a hat-trick against Sevilla, so best believe his confidence is up. Hope for this game he makes better decisions like he made in the first, like he didn't make in the first leg. On the first leg, he was poor, making poor decisions. Just didn't have a great game. You know, of course, gets the assist for Dani Olmo, makes a great pass to him, so Dani Olmo can win us the penalty. But besides that, Rafinha just was nowhere near good enough, man. The main problem with him in that game was his decision making. So this game he has to improve on that. Fermin. Again, if him or Dani Olmo start, Fermin was actually pretty decent in the first half, in the first leg, in terms of pressing, in terms of helping us out because the pressure was on us. We didn't have much control of the game, but Fermin was pretty decent in terms of pressing, in terms of going forward and creating something. Didn't really do much there, so I expect a little bit better from him there. But if Dani Olmo does start, I wouldn't be upset because Dani Olmo can definitely offer that as well. I definitely want us to have a lot more control in the midfield compared to what we did in the first leg. In the first leg, we struggled. I think Tonali, Joelinton, Ramsey definitely put up a very tough match up against us. I think the better of the lot was Ramsey. He was open and line throughout that game in open spaces, confidence on the ball, making the half turns, getting past us, making some great passes to open up play for Newcastle. So he's someone we have to be wary of. And of course, the physicality that Tonali and Joelinton bring, they're going to always put pressure on us. They're always going to fight for us. So Bernal and Pedri, I'm expecting a great game. Pedri, I'm already expecting a masterclass from him. I know he's going to turn out for this game. He's gonna be a main figure as to why we win this game. So Pedri, I have full confidence. Bernal, we'll see how he handles this physicality in the second leg. But first leg, he didn't do that bad. But we'll see if he can do better in the second leg. Maybe potentially score a goal. He likes to make those great runs into the box of the opposition. So we'll see from him. But I think the main guy that everyone's going to be looking at, especially us Barcelona fans, because the first leg, he was poor. Nowhere near good enough. Yes, he scored the penalty to bring us this tie to 1-1, thankfully. But we know what he's capable of. And that, of course, is Lamine Yamal. Cada día te quiero más. Lamine, I'm expecting a big game from you, bro. Lewis Hall, he was incredible in the first leg. He did great. Not only did he lock down Lamine for the most part, he also going forward was a major threat. On the ball, he's very technical. He's very confident, so we have to be wary of him. Lewis Hall, I remember I made a tweet, trolling, saying Lamine Yamal is going to bring his price tag down to half. For the most part, I was just trolling, but I knew what Lewis Hall was capable of, man. I saw him in his Chelsea days, early Chelsea days, how good he was, making a new move to Newcastle. I don't think he's been as important as I probably thought he was going to be, but as of recent, he's getting his opportunity, which is great for him. He's still young, so he has a long career ahead of him, but, he's a very tough guy to go up against. So, Lamine Yamal, this game, I'm expecting better. Of course, it's not going to be just one-on-one with Lewis Hall. Barnes was helping out defensively. Joelinton's going to help out defensively. Everyone's going to do their work to try and stop Lamine. But Lewis Hall, in the times they did go one-on-one, did get the better of him at times. I think Lamine probably got past him like once or twice. That's it. We have to see a lot more from Lamine Yamal in this game because we know in these Champions League nights he's going to be a very important guy that we're going to be looking at, especially if Newcastle start defending like crazy, where they shut us down, we have no options at all. Lamine has to be that difference maker. So Lamine Yamal, all eyes on you, buddy. All eyes on you will be in this game. We already know all the trolls have been making fun of Lamine, saying he doesn't step up in big games. So this is your opportunity, Lamine. You have to step up in this game and be a difference maker for Barcelona in this game to get this win. In terms of defense, Cancelo, we know how much of a threat he can be on the left-hand side. Again, the reason I'm starting Eric Garcia is because Araujo, he was all right against Newcastle. He wasn't terrible. He wasn't the best. But it's just about offering support to Lamine as well. And Eric Garcia can do that much better than Araujo. Of course, Eric Garcia didn't play the first leg because of the discomfort that he had. Of course, we don't want to take any risk with him. He didn't get any minutes against Sevilla either, which was pretty interesting. I thought he would have gotten some minutes, but hey, he might have been just fully, safeguarded for this game upcoming against Newcastle. But Eric Garcia just brings a lot more balance on the right than Araujo will, man. Araujo hasn't played a layer in a long time for a reason. So, that's why Eric Garcia, I think, will play a major role. Jack Cancelo on the left-hand side, man, we know what he's capable of, man. That threat that he just brings in, you know, he was another main reason we got to go back because of how he was holding up play for Barcelona on this left-hand side to make that pass to Rafinha, then Rafinha the pass to Dani Olmo. You know, obviously Cancelo is a major threat, and of course coming in with confidence as well. The Sevilla winning 2 penalties, scoring a great goal. You know, he's coming with confidence, so best believe I expect him to turn up. And Gerard Martin and Kovacic, man, I just have a lot of confidence in these guys against Sevilla. They had a great game again. This pairing has been doing very well, so I'm expecting a great game overall from Barcelona and every single player. And then of course Joan Garcia, if he needs to turn up, if Newcastle do get their opportunities, which I think they will, I don't think we'll completely shut them down. Joan Garcia has to come out big. Of course, we know he's capable of doing it, so I expect him to come out big. Listen, guys, it's going to be a very tough match. Barcelona have to be focused throughout this whole 90 minutes. Newcastle are going to give us a very tough matchup, a very physical battle. A very, a battle that's going to be very interesting to see as well. You know, two very different teams. You know, two very different managers with different approaches to the way that they play football. So it's going to be a very interesting game to see, nonetheless. It's going to be an early kickoff as well. It's going to be the earliest game of that day. The thing that sucks, man, like what I hate is the fact that, man, like we play early and then the rest of these games suck, man. Like Bayern already threw it against Atalanta. I mean, this should be an interesting game to see. Liverpool against Galatasaray and Tottenham are just making they're not making no comeback against Atletico. I don't see that happening any time of the it's not gonna happen. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not gonna happen. But you know, I might see this. You know, compared to the day before. Like, look at all these banger games, man. I wish Chelsea and PSG were at least in the afternoon on Wednesday, so I can see that game and have some great watch some great games. But hey, this is the tie that we got. But yeah, guys, I'm expecting a very tough matchup. But at the same time, I'm expecting a great performance from Barcelona to get through to the quarterfinals against. Of course, I think most likely it's gonna be. I mean, pretty much confirmed. It's gonna probably be Atletico Madrid. So we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. I'm expecting a great game for Barcelona. I'm confident, very confident, but of course, I'm still a little bit nervous, but we'll see what happens. Now, my final scoreline prediction. Fuck it, 3-0. 3-0. We're gonna smoke them. I think we can smoke them. I might be going a little bit too confident, but I think we can smoke them. I think we can shut them down. I think we will get the better of Newcastle and win this game comfortably. Let me not say comfortably. We'll win this game. A very tough battle, but we'll win this game. We'll be the better team for sure. I think it'll be similar to against Atletico Madrid in the second leg of the Copa del Rey, where you know they play their very defensive work. They hit us on counterattacks. They definitely have some chances as well. We suffer at times, but I think we can walk away with a 3-0 victory. Of course, you know, playing at home, we have the advantage, and of course, I think we're gonna have like around 60,000 fans. So best believe the energy is gonna be there for Barcelona as well. But yeah, guys, that was my prediction for this massive matchup that's gonna come up for this year's Champions League round of 16. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this game, how you guys are feeling towards this game, how you guys feel about the lineup. Do you agree with the lineup that I put up, or do you guys want to make some changes? Do you think other players should be starting this game? Let me know all those things down in the comments below, and also let me know what your final prediction will be for this matchup. Make sure to like, subscribe, favorite, hit the notification bell for everything me up. Show your friends love football, and I'll see you guys in the next video whenever it is. My love. Take care. Peace.